Very good afternoon and many thanks for making time for us on the first work week of the year 2014. People are going back to the office, going back to school. Wherever you're going back to, this is news as it happens. KTN News Desk, and my name is Bonnie Tunya. We'll start this bulletin with matters financial, and the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, Christine Lagarde, is in Kenya for negotiations for a new line of credit from the fund. Now, Lagarde's visit will include talks with private sector this afternoon before heading to Mombasa, where she will meet the President Uhuru Kenyatta. The IMF last month disbursed over 9 billion shillings to Kenya as part of the 65 billion shilling loan to the country. Kenya's economic progress has also drawn attention of the world's economic giants like China for investment. The Jubilee government under President Uhuru Kenyatta has been more receptive to the East compared to the traditional trading partners in the West.
And then we'll have a meeting with participants from the Private Sector Alliance at around 3:15, where she will give an address there on young entrepreneurs. I think for this session, as you already know, we have already issued a have I left everybody? Okay. That's Department, Bumbe, the Director of External.
Goodmanson, who is the resident representative.
We will give you a comprehensive report of Lagarde's tour in the country and what she'll get to sign or agree with the president later on. But moving on to other matters, 4 men and 2 women have been arraigned in court in connection with the murder of former Juja Member of Parliament George Thuo. No charges were, however, referred against them after police were ordered by the court to conduct forensic investigations. The court also ordered for a mental assessment of the suspects Paul Wainaina, Christopher Karanja and 4 others who were arrested on Friday and detained at the Muthaiga police station. Justice David Majanja ordered that the 6 be kept in police custody for another 8 days to allow the Criminal Investigation Department to complete investigations. Now, one of the suspects is the owner of Puke's Club and 2 waitresses who are working there when the night that George Thuo died. Great, let's move on to other matters now, and let's go to schools now, and schools reopened today for the start of this year's academic calendar. And while it was business as usual for the old-timers, it was that memorable, agonizing first day for school for many minors who began school today. However, most of the schools recorded a low turnout of new pupils who came to be admitted in Class 1. In Muthaiga Primary School, the exercise did not go on as expected following a robbery that occurred last night where laptops and other electrical appliances were stolen. Parents were forced to take their children back home as police investigated the incident. Now, 2 suspects have been arrested by the police and are currently at the Muthaiga police station.
Yuko karibu hapa. Hapo nje mimi niko kwa ofisi Unajua walimfunga.
Until now, I haven't seen the headmaster, and I was told there was some robberies at night. So we were waiting for her to clear what was going on at night and to give out some report, and then she will talk to us.
Waliiba computer from the store. Wamechukua vitabu, new textbooks za certain class ilikuwa imeweka hapo. Wameenda nazo. Wamechukua public system address.
We'll stay with matters of education. The Parliamentary Committee on Education Chairperson Sabina Wanjiru is pleading with the Kenya National Union of Teachers to halt the impending strike. NAT has given the government an ultimatum to promote over 50,000 teachers or face a nationwide strike. NAT gave the government until the 31st of December 2013. Members of the Parliamentary Committee on Education instead want NAT to give the government more time, insisting that the Ministry of Education is already looking into the matter and therefore there is no need for a strike.
maundu maria mangi matingihotire gwikikira guku kanitha reciria uria wakuire mweri 24 mweri wa 10 mwaka wa 2000.
A lot of performance have been affected by the teacher strike last year, and so I would wish that the teachers this time we approach issues differently. Strikes are not the solution. I would wish and also request the cabinet secretary with his team to sit with the unions to listen to them. I know there's an amount of money that was set in the previous budget, and I know we are still going to add some more amount for promotion. So it's that we are doing nothing. There's something to be done, and I request the teachers not to think about strikes first. They should now think that we are opening the school. How do we now make this year a better year?
Great, and remember the handle you need to be writing on is at KTN News Desk for a conversation about the teachers' strike or the impending teachers' strike, what the government is saying and what the teachers are saying. We'd like to hear from you. Let's go elsewhere outside Nairobi to Ukunda, where there was tension in Kwale County last night when unknown people hurled an object suspected to be a grenade at a police vehicle that was patrolling Kona Musa area. Along the Lunga Lunga Ukunda Road, however, the object did not detonate when it hit the ground. Kwale OCPD Jack Ekakoro confirmed that the object was not a grenade, but it has since been taken for forensic scrutiny to establish if indeed it was an explosive device. Now, the OCPD said that those behind the 8 p.m. incident wanted to cause fear among the residents of Kwale County. He also disclosed that no arrest had been made so far following last week's Tandoori nightclub attack in Diani, where 10 people were injured.
What I would like to assure the members of the public is that that device was not a real grenade. If it was a real grenade, then it would have exploded after hitting a hard ground. In this case, people should not panic. That was not a live or a real grenade.
The Association of the Physically Disabled Persons of Kenya will move to court to challenge a decision over the recent appointment through the Kenya Gazette special issue of December 31st, 2013 on the appointment of the chairman of the Kenya Medical Laboratory Technicians and Technologists Board that has bungled out the office of their own member living with disability, that is Abel Onyango. Onyango, who holds a Master's of Science degree and currently pursuing a doctorate in philosophy, was duly appointed as the chairman of the association with effect from September 6th of 2012 by President Mwai Kibaki for a 3-year term set to expire in 2015. They now want President Uhuru Kenyatta to look into their plea, claiming that it is discriminatory, insensitive and does not conform to the provisions of the Bill of Rights in the Constitution.
The purported replacement of Mr. Onyango by Professor Alex Chemtai did not comply with the relevant sections of the Bill of Rights protecting the interest of the disabled persons, notably Article 10, 20, 22, 27, 54 and 100. Moreover, Professor Chemtai shouldn't feel excited and politically motivated to replace Mr. Onyango, as he is not professionally qualified under the Act 10 of 1999, which has a statutory mandate. To say the least, the appointment disregards with impunity the national values and the principles of governance. As people with disability, we call it inequalities. You know, when 10 people are appointed, we expect one of them to be a person with a disability. You know, that's what the Constitution says. He keeps on referring to the Constitution every time he makes a public statement. And so we hope that this time round, he will also going to, to respond to one of our issues.
Let's now have an update in South Sudan, where the Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir is expected to travel to South Sudan's capital of Juba today to discuss the nation's ongoing violence as negotiators representing President Salva Kiir and rebel leader Riek Machar struggle to hold substantive talks. The negotiations to end fighting that began in mid-December were planned to begin in Ethiopia last week, but the delegations have not been able to overcome issues like rebel demands for the release or detained politicians. South Sudan's Information Minister Michael Makuei, in a statement, has however clarified that the government will not let the detainees go as part of the talks.
we are not ready to negotiate on preconditions. This is why we are here. The question of the release of the trainees should not be annexed to the successful peace talks. We came here to talk peace without conditions, and to come and tell us that release these people so that the talk is a condition, and we are not ready to accept any precondition.
How are you all doing? The United States will support those who seek peace, but we will deny support, and we will work to apply international pressure to any elements that attempt to use force to seize power.
Right, and other than the talks and preconditions, other people are praying for South Sudan, and it's happening right here in Kenya, where the House of Miracles Church has called on President Salva Kiir and rebel leader Riek Machar to end the ongoing conflict in South Sudan. Reverend Davis Kisotu says South Sudan is portraying Africa in bad light, given that the disagreement between Machar and Kiir can be resolved. The Reverend has also reminiscent of a time when former President Daniel Arap Moi played a key role in ensuring peace and stability in Eastern Africa.
Kama kanisa la Kristo tunauliza viongozi hao wote wawili ambayo ni wa Southern Sudan wapatane na waelewane, kwa sababu hao wanapoendelea kukosa kuelewana, wananchi wasio na hatia wanaendelea kuumia.
Right, let's come back home. And two music producers are turning up the volume on different music genres in Nyeri County. Here now is Karen Derry with how young musicians are struggling to make a mark in the world of music.
Nyeri music and genres like Mugidi come to mind for many, but two music producers in Nyeri County are on a roll. Ready to storm the scene with diverse music otherwise not associated with Nyeri. Name it, hip-hop, house music, dancehall and readings, Kapuka and the like rock the Adomo Records studio situated along the busy Kimathi Road in Nyeri. 24-year-old Harun Moneki alias DJ Moa is the CEO of Adomo Records. At just 24, he dreams big. Together with his co-producer Nasir Alexander alias J-Red, they are the brains behind transforming the local music scene and to show the world that Nyeri artists are with it too.
We can do something different than the Katito stuff.
The music talent in this country, they say, is immense, and so far they have worked with 15 Nyeri artists. Only that a majority of the residents here do not take the art seriously, much less think that it can put food on their tables. For those whose hearts are in it, producing music locally has been a challenge, but DJ Moa and J-Red are out to change this.
And then music ya vibaya sana nikiona wasanii wakitoka Nyeri, and then wanaenda Nairobi, wanaembracewa na kama wanaembracewa na other counties. Sasa wanakuwa assets za other counties. So mimi hiyo kitu iliniuma sana na nikaona tunaweza do something.
In Nyeri kuna talent. Hiyo siwezi kataa, but unapata like for example exposure kuna.
And are they not worried that they might be accused of aping Western music a tad too much?
Azin tumejaribu sana kuwa local. Unaona, tumejaribu sana kuwa local, ile locality yani.
Their one-room studio partitioned into two is simplistic here at the old Batian building, but the sounds that emanate from it are amazing, as we discovered. Tastefully put together, one cannot help but rock in over the beat. However, challenges abound.
Tulianza tu simply, but do pia unajua wasanii wa Nyeri bado hajaamini muziki inawezalisha, so
Rachel Wanjiko is an IT student at the Kimathi University and a part-time artist who nurtures a talent at Adomo Records. We find Ali Hassan, alias Mysterio, alias hip-hop soldier here too. Mysterio is a Kenya forest officer, but music, he tells us, appeals to his inner soul.
Style yangu ni ya kufoka, yani rap.
Nyeri town, I'd love to say that we have the talent.
Well, musically speaking, Nyeri is perhaps known for, say, Mugithi and other popular Kikuyu hits. But as you have heard from the artists and producers here at Adoma Records, the music here is diverse and they're telling you to watch out. Nyeri music is a force to reckon with. Carol Derry for KTN in Nyeri.
Yeah, right there we have an artist with two aliases, alias Mysterio, alias Mr. Hip Hop. You need to go to Nyeri if you are a budding musician. But let's go to what teachers are saying now. And teachers have given the government 2 weeks within which to address their grievances, failure to which they will declare a labor dispute. The Kenya National Union of Teachers, which was set to declare labor dispute, says it has arrived at the decision after the Teachers Service Commission contacted them, seeking to discuss the matter further. The Teachers Union now want the government to promote 53,000 teachers who successfully completed their studies.
You're all aware the promotion of teachers at the Teacher Service Commission has been a long-standing issue, to the extent that there is a build-up of 53,000 teachers deserving. The courses that teachers are taking, they are taking under the instruction of the employer. And for the last 45 years of existence of Teacher Service Commission, any teacher who walks back to the classroom with a new relevant certificate has always been promoted. Of course, there are also other promotions which have stalled, like the regular interviews from job group L to MM upwards, and also movement upwards on automatic common cadre from job group JKL, the TPC courses, and all that. All of them have been thrown into jeopardy. Those are merit promotions, other than the qualifications.
Right, you do remember the drill. The website is standardmedia.co.ke. That's where you get all the stories you see on this particular bulletin and elsewhere. It is a good time to pay the bills, but I'll be back with more news.
For academic excellence, welcome to Savannah Academy, a top-performing school in Embakasi. The January 2014 intake in progress from baby class to class 7. For information, contact 0723-963482 or 0716-136021. Savannah Academy, a school with a difference.
I'm Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money.
Good morning, Philippa. I can feel your vibrations even if I can't see you.
Vibrations? I was doing yoga with Philippa.
And you are still alive.
It's actually kind of invigorating.
You still have time to meet someone more your type.
Oh, honestly, I met her. It's Nubia.
You have so much to deal with your mother-in-law. I think we might actually get along. Had a very modest upbringing, to be honest.
I see.
The fastest and safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.
Once again, in this year's Kenya Power Charity Cup, your vote will determine who plays in the tournament.
The time, 30-40 action. Six cup quarterfinals, 3 semis and 1 final.
Sports. Kenya Power Charity Cup. Let's do it again. Find more details online and in the dailies.
Welcome back to the program. This is KTN News Desk. Now, a 3-year-old Hawaii girl who has been in a coma for 32 days after visiting a dentist has died. She passed away Friday evening, never regaining conscience on December 3rd. Now, Ashley Boyle took her young daughter to Island Dentistry for extensive dental work. The planned procedures including 4 root canals and multiple cavity fillings. The family charges that the staff was improperly trained for emergencies and failed to check the patient's vital signs, resulting to a massive overdose.
1 month after Finley Boyle visited the dentist, she died at Hawaii Hospice.
To see her grow from a happy, healthy 3-year-old to going through puberty in a diaper, 15 years later is not a choice I was going to make.
She was in a persistent vegetative state. They felt that this is what she would want, and as difficult as it was, they felt that was the right choice.
The family's lawyer, Richard Freed, said Dr. Lily Geyer with Island Dentistry for Children made many wrong choices. When Finley went in for a dentist appointment, she left with permanent brain damage.
It's very sad, and it's her only child. It's totally unnecessary. This was a perfectly normal, healthy, maybe unusually bright, full of life child.
He says Finley was getting 10 different procedures, 4 which were a type of root canal, and says she was given 5 drugs in very excessive doses. And adding to the problem, she wasn't monitored throughout the procedure.
Clearly, once we got the second MRI back, it was just devastating. I mean, everything except the brainstem, which the brainstem tells you to breathe, and it gives you a blood pressure, and it tells you to breathe, and that's why she's alive, because that was the only last bit that didn't get the ischemia, lack of oxygen.
Lawyers say someone from the office had to run down the hall to get a pediatrician to revive her. By then, it was too late. Nana Okawa, KITV4 News.
A new human case of H7N9 bird flu was reported in Shanghai on Saturday. The municipality's Health and Family Planning Commission confirmed in a statement. The patient, an 86-year-old local surnamed Zhu, was confirmed as being infected with the bird flu virus on Friday and is now receiving treatment at a local hospital. Zhu is said to have bought chicken at a local poultry market prior to being infected. To avoid more infections, city officials on Saturday ordered the temporary closure of all poultry markets for 3 months starting the end of January. Welcome back to the program. This is KTN News Desk. Now, a 3-year-old Hawaii girl who has been in a coma for 32 days after visiting a dentist has died. She passed away Friday evening, never regaining conscience on December 3rd. Now, Ashley Boyle took her young daughter to Island Dentistry for extensive dental work. The planned procedures including 4 root canals and multiple cavity fillings. The family charges that the staff was improperly trained for emergencies and failed to check the patient's vital signs, resulting to a massive overdose.
1 month after Finley Boyle visited the dentist, she died at Hawaii Hospice.
To see her grow from a happy, healthy 3-year-old to going through puberty in a diaper, 15 years later is not a choice I was going to make.
She was in a persistent vegetative state. They felt that this is what she would want, and as difficult as it was, they felt that was the right choice.
The family's lawyer, Richard Freed, said Dr. Lily Geyer with Island Dentistry for Children made many wrong choices. When Finley went in for a dentist appointment, she left with permanent brain damage.
It's very sad, and it's her only child. It's totally unnecessary. This was a perfectly normal, healthy, maybe unusually bright, full of life child.
He says Finley was getting 10 different procedures, 4 which were a type of root canal, and says she was given 5 drugs in very excessive doses. And adding to the problem, she wasn't monitored throughout the procedure.
Clearly, once we got the second MRI back, it was just devastating. I mean, everything except the brainstem, which the brainstem tells you to breathe, and it gives you a blood pressure, and it tells you to breathe, and that's why she's alive, because that was the only last bit that didn't get the ischemia, lack of oxygen.
Lawyers say someone from the office had to run down the hall to get a pediatrician to revive her. By then, it was too late. Nana Okawa, KITV4 News.
A new human case of H7N9 bird flu was reported in Shanghai on Saturday. The municipality's Health and Family Planning Commission confirmed in a statement. The patient, an 86-year-old local surnamed Zhu, was confirmed as being infected with the bird flu virus on Friday and is now receiving treatment at a local hospital. Zhu is said to have bought chicken at a local poultry market prior to being infected. To avoid more infections, city officials on Saturday ordered the temporary closure of all poultry markets for 3 months starting the end of January. Right, just about to wind up. Remember, the stories that you've been seeing here can be read on the official website, the #1 local website, that is standardmedia.co.ke. Also, regarding the teacher situation, remember to have that conversation with me online. That is at KTN Kenya, at KTN News Desk, at Bonitunya. I'll be glad to engage with you. Good afternoon.